Did you know you can stencil and make designs with gel stain? This is a game changer. Today I'm sharing how I transformed this table, putting a design using gel stain. It's easier than you think, and I can't wait to share the outcome. I'm Denise from Salvaged Inspirations. Welcome back to my DIY furniture painting channel. Let's get started. Here's the table I found selling at my local thrift store. The top was wood and quite scratched and beat up, and the bottom was wrought iron. I thought it had a really cute shape. I brought it down to my studio or paint room and I gave it a once over, and this piece is solid. It is a really solid, nice piece of furniture. It just needs a little TLC and a little something to make it pop. I removed the sold sign and got right to it. Using a TSP substitute in my spray bottle, I gave this piece a really good cleaning. Once I finished cleaning all the wood, I went ahead and cleaned the undercarriage, the wrought iron as well. When I gave the top another look-see, I thought, nope, I need to get a scrub brush out to get right into these grooves. I just buy these scrub brushes from my local dollar store, and they work really well for furniture that has any grooves or any little nooks and crannies that are hard to get into. Once everything was 100% clean and 100% dry, it was time to bring this piece into my sanding room and sand the existing finish off the top. To do this, I used 120 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander, and I just let the sander do the work. You just have to take your time with it, and it's best to go with the grain of the wood when you're stripping down a wood finish. And I just let the sander go at it, and I had to change out the sandpaper a couple of times, but it did a really good job of sanding the old finish off. For the handles and the lip around the side of the table, I used a sanding sponge, and I believe this one was a 120 or a 180 sanding sponge. It was a medium grit, and all I did was scuff sand the existing finish on the handles and on the lip of this table. These sanding sponges are really awesome for scuff sanding contoured areas. So if you have any sort of shape or roundness to some wood, get yourself some of these sanding sponges because it'll save you so much time. Once I had everything sanded and all the dust was removed, it was time to bring it into my painting room and choose a design. And I found this really cute geometric Harlequin stencil. Once I had the design picked out, it was time to get to it. So I wanted the rim of this table and the handles darkened up. And I chose a gel stain called Espresso. I put a little bit onto a plate, and you'll see why in a moment. I got a soft rag, and what I did was I just applied the gel stain to the scuffed up existing finish, making sure to keep that line straight. Now, I have a very steady hand. I've been doing this for years, but if you're afraid that you're going to get gel stain on the raw wood, I would suggest using painter's tape and just mask that top off, and then you won't have to worry about getting any onto the raw wood. But look how beautiful this is. I have a full video on how to gel stain over an existing finish, which I'll include in the description box down below so you can go take a peek. But gel stain is awesome for this. You do not have to strip the wood down to bare wood because it acts more like a paint than it does a traditional stain. So rather than sink into the wood as traditional stains do, Gel stains actually sit on top of an existing finish. So you can do this and it just warms everything right up and gives it a whole brand new look. So after the lip of the table and the handles were gel stained, it was time to have fun with the stenciling. This is a nice large stencil, so it took up a good portion of the table. And once I got it out of the package, I centered it smack dead center in the middle of the table, making sure to line up the design perfectly, which was really easy to do because there's the lines in the table, there's the lines in the design on the stencil. And once I had it smack dab center, I took some painter's tape and I just masked around the entire stencil just to hold it in place while I stenciled the design on. Okay, now here's why I added some stain to a paper plate. And here comes the fun part. Because this was a large stencil and I had a good area to cover, I went ahead and decided to use a foam roller brush to apply the gel stain onto the stencil. And the key to doing this is to make sure you load up the roller and then offload the roller. So you do not want a wet brush when you're applying. You want it on the dry side, and it's better to have it much drier and need to apply more than have too much gel stain on it and have it seeping under the stencil design. And this rule for stenciling goes for whether you're applying it with a roller, whether you're applying it with a brush, whether you're going to use a soft rag or maybe a shop towel. Whatever you're using to apply gel stain and or paint while stenciling, make sure that it's on the dry side. And then this way you're going to get a nice, crisp, perfect stencil design. Another reason to use gel stain on a stencil rather than paint is because you see the wood grain showing through. Like here, while I'm stenciling the last portion, you can actually see the grain, I hope you can anyways, the grain underneath that espresso gel stain. And once it's top coated, it even gets warmer and even has more dimension to it. So it gives a really unique, lovely look. Another tip I have for you when stenciling is if you're going to be applying the gel stain in one direction, go the opposite direction with your roller or your application tool as well. And this way, the stencil design will be totally filled in and completely crisp and clear when you remove the stencil. And speaking of which, here's the moment of truth. I love this part. So I am removing the stencil from the table and check out this design. It looks awesome. So while the gel stain was still wet, I went ahead to the other bottom part of the table and I lined up the stencil perfectly and used the painter's tape to keep it in place. If you're going to do this, you do have to be very careful because you don't want to mess up the wet stencil that you just laid down. And if you're unsure if you're able to do that, it's okay to wait for the first part of the stencil to dry, and then you can come back and fool around with it as much as you want, and you don't have to worry about it getting any sort of design messed up. Once I had it all lined up and in place with the painter's tape, again, I loaded up my roller. I offloaded it so it was on the dry side, and I went ahead and rolled on the rest of the stencil design. So my original thought was to have the entire top of the table covered in this Harlequin stencil, but once I saw how it looked with the design just running down the center, I thought that was enough because then it had a nice wood frame all the way around it. I think it would have been too busy and a little too much if I had done the entire table, but I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. What would have you done? So this gel stain is oil-based and recommended to dry between 24 and 48 hours. And once I gave it ample dry time, I came back down the following day and I used my spray gun to apply 3 coats of gator hide, which is a water-based top coat, super durable. Now, I'm guessing this table will probably be high traffic and maybe possibly have drinks on it, maybe hot plates. So 3 sprayed coats of this durable top coat will be perfect for it. I also wanted to point out that this wood and the gel stain are really warming up once the top coat goes on. Because the wood is a warm toned wood, once it's hit with that water-based top coat, the warmth really does come back out. I let everything dry and then brought this table upstairs to give it a little styling. And just as a reminder, here's the before. And here's the after, and I think this table really pops. It's a one-of-a-kind piece. I love the shape, I love the design, and I cannot wait to hear what you think. I hope you enjoyed today's gel stain tutorial as much as I enjoyed making over this piece. If you gained any value from the video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this piece in the comments down below. You can also find me over at salvagedinspirations.com, where I have over 600 DIY furniture painting tutorials helping you transform your furniture into something beautiful. You can also sign up for the free email list I have over there so you get everything new and current in your inbox. Until next time, have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.